Hey watch fans, Brad from Brent Miller Jewelers. And if you are in the market for a yellow quartz chronograph, I've got two for you today. On my left, the Breitling Endurance Pro, and on my right is the TAG Heuer Formula One. Again, both yellow, more muted yellow on the Endurance Pro versus, I don't want to call it a neon yellow, but definitely certainly a brighter yellow here on the TAG Heuer. So same functionality on both of these. You're going to get 1/10 of a second timing as well as a 30-minute counter on both. So if you're looking at this, the 1/10 second counter here is at the 6 o'clock position, whereas on your Breitling, it is actually at the, I'll call that 2 o'clock. 30-minute counter in the same location, and then your seconds hand, you're constantly running seconds hand here, 2 o'clock versus 6 o'clock on your Breitling. So again, the same functionality. Size-wise, we'll go over the case dimensions here relatively quick. The Endurance Pro, 45.4. Again, that was measured above the top pusher, diagonally across to the widest point of this case right here. 45.4, 44.5 across the bezel, and then we had a 33.2 millimeter crystal. The TAG Heuer, slightly smaller, again, same measurement above this pusher, diagonally across to the widest part down across the case, 44 millimeters. We have 42.9 across the bezel and 32.5 millimeters on the crystal. So again, just slightly smaller dimensions across the board. One thing I will say is the bezel does rotate very smooth, bi-directional on your Endurance Pro, and we do have a fixed bezel on the TAG Heuer. Very similar case thicknesses, 12.9 for the Breitling versus 12.6 for the TAG Heuer. So again, both under 13. 52.5 millimeters lug tip to lug tip on the Breitling. 48.2 on the TAG Heuer. However, it doesn't quite tell the whole story. The Breitling strap does come pretty much straight down, so it's a very true 52.5 lug tip to lug tip. On our TAG Heuer, the rubber strap, we have great curved fitted end links end pieces into the case. However, it does bow out a little bit, so even pulling down, I measured that across the widest part, 54.5. Again, it is down a little bit on the wrist, but you'll see, I think, when I throw these on, they do wear slightly different because of the way the straps fit into the case. Both of them 22 millimeter lug widths, both of them tapering to 20 millimeters at the at the pin style buckle, and I lied. I measured this at like 21.6. TAG Heuer actually listed at 21.5. I'm going to call it 21.5, but I think 22 would also fit, and you could easily work as well. Again, may not fit to that case though, so the OEM rubber strap on this is probably what's going to be most recommended if you want that fitted, kind of just, you can see, fitted to the case on the TAG Heuer. Another slight difference, the Endurance Pro, 100 meters of water resistance versus 200 meters on the TAG Heuer. We have a Breitling caliber 82, which is the Super Quartz, thermocompensated Super Quartz movement on the Breitling. No really information other than a quartz chronograph for the TAG Heuer. And then as far as weight, the case construction on this Breitling is the Breitling proprietary Breitlight material. If you look at it, almost looks like carbon fiber, kind of, just the way it looks aesthetically. But very light, 64.4 grams. Almost feels like plastic, it's that light. I mean, literally 64.4, very light and very noticeable compared to the stainless steel case on the TAG at 122.3 grams. So essentially just about double the weight. And again, we're talking rubber straps here, but definitely noticeable in hand. Last and certainly not least, price point, Endurance Pro here, $3,400 versus your TAG Heuer at $1,900. You do have a sunburst kind of effect here on a yellow dial. So if you really like yellow, I'm going to say go for the TAG. It's a little bit brighter. You get a yellow dial, and the Breitling a little bit more subdued. You do have a inner yellow, I'll call it a chapter ring here with your pulsometer. But again, both I think great options. I guess I'll run the chronographs on both. You can see your 1/10 of a second counter here, 1 second for your chrono hand. And then you have the 30-minute counter. Small seconds still constantly running while the chronograph is engaged. We'll stop that, reset that. One thing I did not mention, I guess going into this, is you do have the same Breitling case back here, signed crown, rubber, kind of very easy to manipulate with the rubber piece here on the crown. However, non-screw down crown on the Endurance Pro, which is going to lead to the, I think the slightly less water resistance. Still 100 meters versus your tag. Again, we'll run the chrono. Or 1/10 of a second here, running at the 6 o'clock position. .200 meters of water resistance. We have a signed screw down crown on your tag Heuer. So again, a slight difference there as well. So overall, hopefully that gives you an idea on the specs and the overall aesthetic here side by side. Let's throw these on wrist. Again, I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist, and admittedly, right out of the gate, I'm going to tell you that neither one of these are watches I would probably consider for my wrist size-wise. However, the Breitling is very light and very easy to wear, slightly larger than what I'm probably comfortable with, but again, very, very light, which I do think makes up for it. And both of them pretty thin, under 13 millimeters, so I think that does help with wearability as well. Now, interestingly enough, I gave you those dimensions earlier relative to the rubber strap kind of shooting out and being wider. I have to admit, I did not put these on wrist prior to doing this review, and I expected this to wear and kind of puff out. It really doesn't. So if you are in the market for this watch, I actually think the tag Heuer does fit me better, and I had concerns that this rubber strap was going to shoot out and have gaps on the sides, and I really don't think it does. It actually fits to the wrist better than expected and better than what I remember. So don't let that larger 54 millimeter dimension here on that strap really fool you. It does wear better than I expected, and frankly, I do find this strap more comfortable here, just having it on for a few minutes. So that was not what I expected going into this. I thought I was going to probably like the Endurance Pro's fit a little better, but this tag Heuer actually wears quite well. So let me hit the lights for you quick. As always, greatly appreciate you viewing. If there is anything I can do, anything at all, please shoot me an email, brad@brentlmiller.com. Let me know what you think between these two. Which one would you prefer? And since I don't have all the colors out, certainly let me know what your favorite color of these two options are. Thanks for viewing, and we'll see you in the next video.